From the Ministry of the Presidency in Georgetown, this is This Week with the President.
Welcome to This Week with the President, a program which takes an in-depth look at the policies, programs, and work of Guyana's president. In the highlights this week, government will not compromise on constitutional requirements for the appointment of GCOM's chair. GDF welcomes new batch of commissioned officers, and Rotaract Club of Georgetown embarks on special mission to assist Haiti. Stay with us. The temporary nature of the order of succession is inherent in the organizational structure of public offices. This is especially true of the Guyana Defense Force, and that is why the annual recruitment process is essential. On Wednesday, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Guyana, President Granger, presented instruments of commission to 11 new officers who completed the Standard Officers Course number 49. The new officers were exhorted to honor the laws of Guyana as well as their responsibility to Guyanese and the nation's natural patrimony at the commissioning ceremony, which was held at the State House.
The Defense Act of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana vests authority in me as President to enable me to grant you the State Commission. Nobody else can under the law. This parchment, however, is not a graduation certificate. It does not signify your successful completion of a training course. In fact, it is a lawful license which enables you to perform your function. It reposes in you the trust to exercise authority over your subordinates. It enables you not only to demand obedience of your subordinates, but also to obey your superiors. Allow me, therefore, to remind you of your obligation to observe the Defense Force's 5 core values: duty, discipline, identity, integrity, and loyalty. I remind you also of your responsibility to obey the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic, to obey the Defense Act, to obey the laws of Guyana, and to practice the values and standards of the Guyana Defense Force, which you have learned during your course of instruction at the Colonel Ulrich Brigham Officer Cadet School.
The officers are among 14 who successfully completed the Standard Officers Course number 49 out of a total of 36 who had initially joined the course. Also included in this batch were 2 officers from Belize and 1 from Antigua and Barbuda. On the instruments which the officers received, the words "special trust in your loyalty, courage, and good conduct" are inscribed.
And these words testify to the relationship between Commander-in-Chief and officers.
Following the official commissioning ceremony, the officers were treated to a special lunch by their Commander-in-Chief at the Baridi Benab at State House. Later, the action moved to Drill Square at Camp Ayangana, where the commissioning parade was held. This is a solemn ritual of passage that allows for the officers to be formally introduced to the public. The President told the officers that they have a duty to constantly upgrade their skills and strive for higher learning, particularly in the areas of modern science, technology, and engineering, so that the GDF can better serve the country. This, he said, is not only necessary, but it is also in keeping with the defense doctrine.
We are expected to become exemplars of the defense doctrine, which forms the basis of Guyana's military administration, organization, and operations. That doctrine combines the gravity of defense with the necessity for development. Guyana is a small state that faces daunting security and defense challenges. Challenges which have always posed the dilemma. The dilemma of having to choose between guns and butter, or more appropriately, between rice and rifles. Guyana's national defense doctrine implies that all of the elements of national power, economic, military, political, social, and technological, will be employed to reinforce defense and to promote economic development. This doctrine means that the nation must depend on an affordable but effective force while counting on the cooperation of citizens in the event of a challenge to its territorial integrity. Officers accordingly and increasingly must master modern science, technology, and engineering. The force must strengthen its aviation, communications, engineering, and maritime arms. It must share the burden of building aerodromes, bridges, highways, and skylines to improve transportation. The force must contribute to national communications and transportation in order to bring communities closer to one another.
The Standard Officers Course was developed to provide training to new Army officers as well as officers from other services such as the Guyana Police Force and military organizations from other countries. The course syllabus includes military skills and tactics, physical fitness, team building activities, leadership and command training, management techniques, military law, and national policy.
The Standard Officers Course is much more than smart apparel and sharp drill. It is about training generations of cadets to live among our people and to operate in our country's complex environment, by day or by night, in any weather, on the beaches, in the mudflats, on the grasslands, in the highlands, and the islands of the Essequibo River, in our wetlands, in our rainforests, in our rivers and waterfalls. The course has been a rigorous one. It must routinely and regularly train new cadets to continue the task of commanding units and replacing those who have retired from the defense force. We must graduate young men and women who embody the force's 5 core values. Values of duty, discipline, identity, integrity, and loyalty.
At just 23 years old, Second Lieutenant Francisco Chuck from the Belize Defense Force was judged this year's Best Student and was awarded the Sword of Honor by the President.
And best fitness.
Throughout this entire year of training from the Standard Officer Course number 49, I have learned a lot of things, although it was mentally, physically, and academically challenging, but we have adapted to it. We have learned open country warfare, close country warfare, internal security, and the most important thing that I find interesting in this country is that I learned Portuguese, and I found this course as a successful course. It will really assist me in my country as a mutual benefit. It will benefit me as well as the Belize Defense Force, so we could work hand in hand due to the experience or the skills, the knowledge, the capabilities, the talents that I've gained throughout this entire 1 year of training.
Second Lieutenant Brandy Johnson is the lone female in the batch with 10 males. Nevertheless, she proved that she is a force to be reckoned with, having been judged the runner-up Best Student.
My personal pledge is basically to stay focused, keep positive, keep elevating myself and try to motivate others and be the best that I can be.
Second Lieutenant Caleb Rodriguez, another Belizean, said that his experience over the past year has taught him that the human body is a lot stronger than people perceive it to be.
As long as you have the willpower and the mind power to push yourself to do or go beyond the limits that you set for yourself, then you can achieve great things.
As per tradition, the President on Thursday attended a special dinner held in the new officer's honor at the Officers Club at Base Camp Ghana. This event essentially cements the camaraderie among junior and senior officers of the force. The appointment of a new chair for the Guyana Elections Commission has been in the news for months, with laymen and experts alike weighing in on the matter based on their interpretations of Article 161(2) of the Constitution. A person who is not any kind of political, racial, or religious activist with an unblemished record of integrity and professionalism, has knowledge of the electoral system, and has proven to be impartial. This is included in the fit and proper criteria that, according to the President, the next chair for the Guyana Elections Commission must meet. This was relayed to the opposition leader by way of letter last week. Minister of State Joseph Harmon said that there should be no compromising on the requirements of the law and that he is confident that there are many qualified Guyanese who can fit the bill.
Read for you the letter which was written by His Excellency the President to the Leader of the Opposition on this matter. As you're aware, there were consultations that were held between His Excellency the President and the Leader of the Opposition. I was present, the Attorney General present, and Mr. Anil Nandlal was present as well. And at those consultations, the Leader of the Opposition requested the President to explain, in his opinion, what were the qualities to be possessed by the Chairman of GECOM. And His Excellency wrote the Leader of the Opposition on the 13th of March 2017, saying this: Dear Mr. Jagdeo, you had requested at our meeting of Wednesday, 2017-0301, my opinion on the qualities that a candidate to be chairman of the Guyana Elections Commission should possess. I forward a statement of the qualities for your consideration. So this is what happened at the last meeting. He asked for some qualities, the President listed those qualities and sent it back to the Leader of the Opposition. If, in fact, there are some issues in relation to what the President has written to you, to the Leader of the Opposition, and he has some issues in relation to that, I believe that the practical thing to do will be to say, Your Excellency, I have received your letter dated the 14th of March 2017, and I do have some issues in relation to 1, 2, 3, or as the case might be, and request that you reconsider or something.
The opposition leader has expressed concerns about the requirements as outlined by the President and said that it will be difficult to find candidates who would meet them.
So these are matters that relate to the way in which our articles in our Constitution are given effect. Some things are not specifically stated, and in this case, the qualities were never specifically stated anywhere. The President, upon the request of the Leader of the Opposition, provided these qualities which he sees in them. And you will find a very close connection between these qualities and those which I read to you earlier in the Code of Service for Ministers and members of the National Assembly. And will find themselves also in the said Code of Conduct, which the Leader of the Opposition has been reading about. So you will find hardly any difference between the two. So I do not understand that you cannot find Guyanese of quality to fit the bill.
President Granger said that the Constitution is worded the way it is to ensure that all the nominees meet the standard criteria that would allow them to function impartially in the role, and that is why so much emphasis is being placed in either a judge or someone who is qualified to be a judge.
The important thing is that we must not trivialize the appointment. The reason why the Constitution is worded in such a way is to ensure that the nominee, or all of the nominees, are persons of intelligence, persons of integrity, and persons of impartiality. That is why they put so much emphasis on somebody who is either a judge or who's qualified to be a judge. But they want somebody who possesses those three qualities: the impartiality, the integrity, and of course the intelligence. To be a judge, you should possess those three qualities.
For the past 32 years, the Rotaract Club of Georgetown, which is the youth arm of the Rotary Club, has been serving Guyanese communities and doing its part to promote national development. On March 19, the club hosted a One Caribbean charity gala to raise funds in support of a water conservation project in the Republic of Haiti. President Granger, who is also the patron of the Rotary Club of Georgetown, was the guest of honor at the event, which was held at the Pegasus Hotel. He lauded the club's efforts to assist a sister CARICOM state that has suffered severely following a series of natural disasters.
The Rotaract Club of Georgetown has committed itself to raise funds for water conservation in Bantourib, in Marmont, in the Republic of Haiti, a member of the Caribbean community. I congratulate them on this initiative, reaching across the Caribbean Sea to assist the state. I'm happy also that the Rotaract Club of Georgetown is assisting to raise funds for that water conservation project. Haiti, as you know, has been very unfortunate. It has been damaged by a succession of natural disasters, of earthquakes, floods, and hurricanes. Some years, there are 2 devastating hurricanes in 1 year in Haiti alone. So our sister state needs support and solidarity. It is part of the One Caribbean family, which we speak about.
The event is part of the annual World Rotaract Week observance, during which clubs celebrate their work. This year, the club's main focus is providing clean, safe water and sanitation in communities that are yet to have access to these vital services.
Access to clean water is considered a human right. Serious language, it's a right to clean water. Water is essential to life. We cannot do without water. Water is needed for personal hygiene, for cooking, for washing. Water is essential for agriculture, for industry, for economic growth, for public health. But at the same time, fresh water is becoming a scarce resource. Water, therefore, for us in Guyana is a precious resource. But clean water is not just scarce, it is also costly. Water has to be treated before it can be used for human consumption. And those of you who go to the supermarkets would know that a liter of water is more expensive than a liter of gasoline. I believe the average cost of a liter of water is about $240. And the cost of a liter of gasoline is $190. So we're living in a world in which water is already more expensive than gasoline.
Over the years, the Rotaract Club has been in close partnership with the Guyana Water Incorporated in an effort to push their program of providing potable water to various communities.
GWA is presently implementing a program of more than $2 billion Guyana dollars across our country within each of the development region. All of the 10 regions, we have infrastructure improvement projects within each region, which are intended to bring improvement to residents that are suffering either from poor quality water supply, from no water supply, from poor access to sanitation, and basic access to sanitation. $250 million is being invested in the hinterland areas to provide improvement of services in areas such as Paramakotai, Region 8, Matthews Ridge, Region 1, Madia, also Region 8, Mabaruma, to bring improved service to residents in Mabaruma Region 1 and Port Kaichumo Region 1, Leg 1, Wickenham Region 2, Lethem Region 9, and all different coastal areas. We are working assiduously to bring improvement. New Amsterdam Region 6, GWI is also embarking on a project to bring improved access to sanitation to more than 1,000 households, where we are targeting to construct septic tanks for persons that lack basic sanitation.
The Rotaract Club of Georgetown is a non-governmental volunteer organization that has been in existence for over 30 years under the sponsorship of the Rotary Club of Georgetown. It is made up of individuals between the ages of 18 to 30. The club has done remarkable work, key among which is the Sophia Literacy Program, which brings much needed assistance to the children of the largest ward in Georgetown. And now we take a look inside the President's diary. On March 19, President Granger attended the rededication ceremony of a refurbished Central Seventh-day Adventist Church. The event was part of the activities organized to commemorate the 130th anniversary of Seventh-day Adventism in Guyana. In his remarks, the head of state called on the church to work to help to strengthen the institution of the family by ensuring that men recognize and understand their responsibilities and that women are their equals.
Men must accept the consequences of their conduct. And if you get a child pregnant, you get a woman pregnant, you have to bring up that child. You have to ensure that that child is educated. That child has a decent home, has clothes to wear, goes to school, and gets a good job. So no hit and run anymore. Let us have a sense of responsibility in our country, in our families, in our homes, in our regions. The church too has a role to play in making sure, or in helping young people to make intelligent choices.
From as early as 1883, the International Tract and Missionary Society began dispatching religious literature to British Guyana. And within the first 25 years of the introduction of Adventism, 5 churches were established, with Central Seventh-day Adventist Church being the first in 1887. Today, there are a total of 216 Seventh-day Adventist churches across the country. This week in the Presidency and Beyond, we bring to you the musical talents of a group of primary school students all the way from Purima Village in the Upper Mazaruni. The group visited State House on Tuesday and serenaded the head of state with a special song in their native Arikuna language.
Come
Voices and beautiful song. I don't know what the words mean, but thank you. Thank you.
And with that, we've come to the end of this week's program. Thank you for joining me. For regular updates on the Ministry of the Presidency, go to our website, www.motp.gov.gy. Like our Facebook page, Ministry of the Presidency, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at MOTP Guyana. Also, for information on the defense of Guyana's territorial integrity, visit GuyanasWeOwn.com. Do have a safe and productive rest of the week. Goodbye.